All right, we're out at the home of John Muller, looking at doing some siding work for him. Really cool layout of the house, the trees. I mean, just everything. The way it's set up is really, really nice. But it has this old cedar on the house, and wants to kind of update that and give it a new look, and also go with the maintenance, something that's maintenance, a little bit more maintenance work. So we're looking at doing a colonial rough sawn board all the way around. Basically, there's some rot repair we have to do. We're going to do some kind of ancillary painting, and there's some other areas that we want to look at. So video will be pretty important here in terms of making sure we get the scope of work right. First of all, everywhere on the fascia, we're just basically going to do some patch and repair and paint work. Kind of decline the fascia overlay at this point, but that's kind of what we're looking at. There's about 3 or 4 areas of some pretty good fascia rot, like so. So that's all going to need to be repaired before before we do any kind of paint work on the fascia. All this carport ceiling is going to be replaced with Hardie porch. All the soffit around in varying widths, anywhere from 3 feet to 4 feet, that's all going to be Hardie plank as well. Didn't make any determination. I think we agreed to the smooth board as opposed to like a cedar mill or a bead board or anything like that. So that's kind of what we're looking at now. Around the soffit, all the way around the house, he's going to put in some can lighting about every 4 feet. So we're going to have an electrician come talk to him about doing that wiring before we get up there and put our soffit in. But everywhere around the house that there is a porch ceiling or soffit is going to be Hardie plank. Now we have a couple areas where you have these doors, kind of like almost barn door kind of deals. They're cut right into the sidewall, and you can see there, this is one area, and then we have one additional area where there's some storage. This is a water heater closet, so we'd have to maintain some ventilation there. But what he'd like to do is create the look of this being a flush wall, with no seams, obviously, except for where the door would open, but no seams or hinges. So move towards like an interior hinge. One thing we didn't talk about that is going to be of concern here is that on an interior hinge, we're not going to have, as far as I know, unless there's a special hinge, we're not going to have this kind of opening ability that you see here. It's going to be more limited to probably somewhere around a 90 or just barely over a 90 as far as the opening. So that might be something we want to consider in terms of moving towards an interior hinge that might provide some limitation there that you don't want. But anyway, all these doors will be, have to rebuilt and be rebuilt and framed like so, and then all that outside would be the colonial rough sawn board. This window, all windows and doors in siding will be wrapped. This front door will be painted, and then of course wrapped in 1x4 along with the window. And then again, all along this is probably one of the biggest walls actually. This will be all the colonial rough sawn, and again fascia just doing a patch, repair, and paint. Coming around to the back, we got this little niche in here that's it's going to be a little project. Just an awesome house, awesome backyard, great entertaining house. Little fire pit back there. So here's 2 more of these storage doors. So this is the same idea here. Is like to move to an interior hinge, although we are going to be limited in terms of how much that's going to open. So might be something to consider. All these gutters are coming down up in here. We have some severe rot right here and some rot right here, where basically that drip edge is going to have to be replaced. I'm going to send Soak Up out here to take a look, because I think there's some sort of a roofing issue going on, which is why there's that kind of degree of rot. So have him kind of sign off on it to make sure that everything's correct up there before we go correcting anything on the fascia or drip edge. So gutters will all come down. That storm door will have to be taken off. We'll retrim, get rid of that brick mold, which shouldn't even be there anyways. We'll retrim it in a Hardie 1x4 and then reattach that storm door, painting the door behind it to match the siding color. This window right here will all be retrimmed in 1x4. this it kind of merges into the cinder block pretty well, but this will all be siding. This around this jalousie window here will all be the Colonial rough sawn and a 1x4 trim. You see it's cut out right there, but all this gutter goes away. We're going to tear down and dispose of the gutter. Here we just have some nice smooth run of fascia. No rot, no issues, nothing. Just get a good paint on there, coating of paint. And then as we come to the back here, some big 8-foot gliders with some windows. Those will all be retrimmed, flashed in Colonial rough sawn, and trimmed with a 1x4 with a butt-to application. Again, here, good fascia all the way around here. These wires were a concern of John's as far as some way to conceal these better than they are now. Maybe going back behind that fascia up under the soffit, because this is all coming down, and then dropping through that corner, and then just doing a, you know, like a 45 mold or something, piece of cap flashing or something to conceal these wires that go into the house right there. So we'll have the guys look at that and see what they can come up with, but that's an important concern of John's. Here again, we have the cinder block starting right into the trim, so that will all become Colonial rough sawn. Good fascia again up here, just doing a paint. We're not wrapping these 4x. Those are just going to be left alone. We'll paint those obviously to match the fresh paint. And then again here, all these windows and doors have a little bit of a second area or third area of fascia that we have to replace. The soffit is rotten, but that won't matter because that's coming out. So we'll get rid of all that. Again, all these windows, doors will be retrimmed in a Hardie 1x4, as well as again this capping.